Hello, my name is Lilith, and welcome to this video. In this video, we are going to be discussing the topic of online dating. Now, this topic, or slash, I guess, thing, goes back a lot farther than you think it does. Or at least a lot farther than I thought it did. Apparently all the way back in the year 1965. Well, let me read the transcript, because this model's faces is absolutely bothering me here. But in 1965, so I believe, a couple of Harvard students used a IDM 1401, I believe. I could edit text in the video, perhaps. The reason why that counts, though, that instance, they used that computer essentially to match people in a relationship type sense. And that's why that constitutes as the first sort of online dating thing. And apparently it was they had a lot of people back then, or at least with this specific service, they had about around 90,000 people. So that's I don't know. That's a lot of people, basically. In 1995, technology got better, obviously, and then in 1998, email became the mainstay, or became a pillar of daily life, and films such as You Got Mail helped normalize that you can find romantic attachment on the internet. So then came, obviously, the big boom, or I guess it's the big boom, I don't know. The article fucking calls it that. I don't think it's that. The big boom of technology or social media or whatever, basically technology in the 2000s. And this, so a bunch of social platforms went up. Not exactly all of them started in the 2000s, but you had MySpace, you had Facebook, and then down the lines you had Snapchat, Twitter. I don't think Twitter counts, but Snapchat, Instagram, all that stuff. Now, obviously, with all this with these social media platforms, that leaves a lot of room for romantic attachment. And now, I would say modern times, now we have VR chat and stuff you can do in this game, for all I know. And honestly, that's kind of mind-boggling to me, now that I think about it. The fact that it started in 1967 and now we're here, and I'm talking to you through it, and I'm like, listen here. And now, apparently, according to this article, 70% of same-sex couples / relationships start online / dating apps, such as Grindr. Grindr is kind of an infamous one, I suppose. Now, I would take that statistic with a grain of salt. I tried double-checking where they got who even wrote, where they even got it from. I couldn't really find it. So take that statistic with a grain of salt. Honestly, it's really fascinating to research this stuff, and it's really fascinating to see where it's been, and I haven't researched where it's going, but where it is right now, it's pretty mind-boggling. Okay, but now that we have all those facts and statistics out of the way, I would now like to share my personal opinion or / experience with this kind of shit. Oh boy. I mean, it's not much, honestly. My main consensus is that it's not fun. It's not great. Although, that's been my personal experience, as I've said. So, in my personal experience, all this stuff, one of the pros I find as a person that struggles with social anxiety, basically, is the fact that the human element of anxiety or judgment is sort of removed, obviously. Obviously, there is still judgment on the internet, but it doesn't mean much or at least to me, it doesn't mean much as someone in real life. I would say that's one of the pros. Also the pro is, I think it's just amazing in general that online social media or relationships in general can connect people from around the world, like an interconnective woven weave, if you will. Now, at the same time, now let's go over to the cons a little bit here. At the same time, that can, at least as in my personal experience, that isn't something I necessarily, like, it's good, and it's honestly kind of amazing that you can fall in love with a person from another country. That's kind of cool. You can learn about different cultures that way, and it's a learning experience. However, it can also have the con, which is if you want that in-person connection, you're kind of out of luck, because for all you know, your partner could be in Europe or Asia, you know? It can be any of those places, as long as they have Wi-Fi. It's a pro and con that a lot of people can use it, basically. And unfortunately for me, to find local stuff, you do have to kind of get out there. So that kind of negates that point. And honestly, online relationships can work. I don't think they would if someone came up to me and told me they were in one. However, I would like to be proven wrong. Very wrong indeed. Because in my personal experience, it can lead to highs and lows, and it can also lead to people just flat out ghosting you. Like, I've been ghosted before because of it. Or it could just or if you're breaking up, rather than a civil conversation about it, it could just be a long paragraph of text that's just really hurtful. And to be honest, that's somewhat dissatisfying, because you can't even, try to ask them why. Sometimes they just leave it at that, and that can hurt, man. It's nasty. It's kind of toxic in a way. Now, couples can, link up, meet finally, which that is honestly beautiful. Whenever I see those videos of couples reuniting on YouTube, I kind of watch that just to remind myself of how soulless I am. But I don't know, that's beautiful, and I'm hoping those couples on those videos stick. And obviously the cons is that lack of human connection, at least for the first part until you guys meet in person, can lead to the fact that you only have the person's word to go off of trust. And for some people, that isn't enough. Well, and then you're sort of forced to make that enough, because if you want to stick with it, you kind of don't have a choice, I guess. Now, speaking of in this game, also, this kind of relates to the online stuff as well. In this game, I think it's a slightly above, it kind of nullifies the con that there's no human-to-human contact. However, there is no human-to-human contact, pretty much. But honestly, I don't know. I personally would not want to. I'd be open to it, maybe. I try to be open-minded as possible. Would I think it's a wise decision? So, alright. So in conclusion, online dating, not for me. And if it's not for you, then get yourself out there, I suppose. But anyways, thank you for watching. This is sort of my first VR chat video. I hope to do this more. I will script more of these, because this was an absolute hassle to film. So, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in Tartarus. I'm just gonna step back here. Tartarus is that way. Alright, see ya.